I like the idea of recruiting someone. Just the concept of it's not that I'm on one side of the proverbial table and you're on the other, and we're instantaneously playing a game of poker and you have your agenda and I have my agenda. No, let me bring you to my side of the table and let's create the agenda together and move forward together.
This is the Strategy with Jason podcast with your host, Jason Harris.
Hey, what's going on in Podcast Nation? Jason Harris here with Digital Dealership Solutions. Hey, thanks for joining me on another episode of Strategy with Jason. Today, guys, we're in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Rockstar Automotive Conference, and I'm hanging out with my man, Sean Kelley.
Jason, what's going on, brother? Thanks for having me on your show.
No, man, thanks so much for taking the time. I know you don't have a lot today, so I really appreciate you taking the time to come jam with me.
No worries, buddy. You know what? You are so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. This guy, I heard he was a rock star at karaoke last night.
Hey, if there's music playing, I'm in.
That's awesome. So we got to hang out last week in Toronto, and now we're down here in Las Vegas hanging out. It was funny, I was complaining this morning like the wuss that I am because my flight was delayed. And my flight got delayed 4 times. I ended up missing my connecting flight and I had to sleep at a sleep-in in Phoenix.
Oh no!
I got about 3.5 hours sleep. Had to get up about 4 to get here this morning by 7. But I'm so glad I made it. I was this close to driving, but then I heard your story, and then I felt like such a jerk for complaining.
No.
Well,
we had about the same as yours, but it was a very interesting way to get here. But hey, we're all committed, right?
That's right.
I mean, that's the one thing I find with the people that are here and some of the vendors, and it's just we're committed. Like, we're gonna make it there no matter what. I mean, if we gotta thumb our way down to Vegas, we will thumb our way down to Vegas.
It's awesome. Yeah, I don't think anything was gonna stop me or you from getting here today.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So I wasn't here for the presentations yesterday. How'd they go in your
presentations? Were great, man. The speakers were, Matt and Chris and the entire team at Rockstar Auto. Like, dude, they put on an amazing event, and the speakers were absolutely awesome. Coach Wynn was amazing. Lisa Copeland. I mean, come on, it's Lisa, right? I mean, just the energy and just that comes from her was absolutely amazing. In fact, everybody, Katie Marshall, every one of them was great. So you're on the stage today.
First thing this morning.
It's
always good to do the hangover speech, right, in Las Vegas.
Yes, you got the hangover speech today.
I'm not scared. I'm going to bring it. So
no, you will bring it.
Well, let me ask you, what do I need to do to live up to the other speakers from yesterday?
You know what? It's going to be tough. I mean, everybody really kind of brought their A game. I mean, nobody was really kind of off, I mean, everybody had, everyone going, a lot of interaction, which I really kind of like. So a lot of times you come to these conferences and you're just sitting there in the seat and you're just not doing anything. You're just sitting there listening. But that's not the way that, Matt and his team has this set up. I mean, everybody's interacting with each other. We're switching tables, we're doing team building exercises. Like, it's just, and the networking. I mean, holy crap, the networking is amazing, because everybody's just kind of learn together at the same time, So what are you going to be jamming about this morning when you get on the stage?
So this is the first time I've done this presentation.
Ooh.
And I'm going to be, but I've done it in bits and pieces as with projects and dealers and coaching, but I'm going to be talking about how to build a winning culture at your dealership.
Nice.
So basically, I believe there's 4 pillars to a winning culture. And I think that there's clarity around expectations, open communication, alignment to the direction of the company, and understanding the value that every person brings to the team. So when you enhance and strengthen those pillars, then your dealership's culture grows, and that directly impacts your employee retention and customer retention, and basically makes your dealership, everyone enjoys coming to work every day. We spend too much time at the dealership to not love doing it.
Yeah, no. So what would you say some of those first steps are to try to creating that culture and developing out that team?
I think step 1 is really opening up the lines of communication, because
that's good.
If people can't be candid about the challenges they're having and where there is damage in the culture, if they can't discuss that openly, then how can you fix it? So I think communication is step 1. I think that's definitely step 1.
So creating like a safe kind of place and just setting the expectation that, what they want to say can be said without judgment. Is that, because how it is in these meetings, I've been in a bunch of them, it's like, you kind of want to say something, but at the same time, it's like, does your manager actually give a crap?
Difficult conversations never have to be difficult as long as your intent is always positive and you share that first.
I like that. So it's key for that, not only the managers, but also the salespeople going with that frame of mind of that this is going to be a positive conversation. and this is gonna bring positivity. We're not here just to dump on each other. Because I think that in a lot of cases, because I have seen us try to do this, and it literally just turns into a dump party.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, because someone comes up with the problem and they lay it out in a way, or they sandwich the problem between two happy things, which isn't direct enough, and then the problem never gets addressed. So I think you can be too positive, whereas the method I'm going to share today in the Rockstar Conference is in what I've seen, there's no better way to do it. So I'm going to talk about what I call a recruitment statement, which will help, basically in the first 10 seconds of any conversation, you're either going to fight alongside me or you're going to fight against me. So I'm going to show them how to recruit people to your side in any conversation, and I think that's step one.
I like the idea of recruiting someone. Just the concept of it's not that I'm on one side of the proverbial table and you're on the other, and we're instantaneously playing a game of poker and you have your agenda and I have my agenda. No, let me bring you to my side of the table and let's create the agenda together and move forward together. I really like that idea. That's good imagery. That's cool.
Thank you.
That's very cool.
Then we'll talk about how to align everyone to the direction of the company. Is there a common objective that everyone's working towards, or is it just sell cars? Selling cars is just the result of other things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different ways to sell cars, right?
Yes.
That's
we've seen a lot.
We've seen a lot of different ways. Some of them put people in jail, right? Yeah. So at the end of the day, making sure that you have a direction to the company, I think that's step two. And then the third is clarifying expectations, so everyone knows where, what are they supposed to do? Every single job within your organization should have a different expectations list. They should know what they're getting into. But that should start before you even hire or promote me.
Yeah, because you're creating that foundation. You're building up for success. It should be a part of that onboarding process. In fact, I was talking with a few guys the other day about the onboarding process, and I guess maybe I haven't even myself thought enough, but it's probably one of the most important parts of hiring someone. We hired them, that's great, but it's that first, week or two possibly? It's just that onboarding process.
Some of my dealers' onboarding processes for a car salesperson will last 90 days.
Wow.
90 days.
Wow. Yeah, because what you're doing is you're setting them up for success. I love the fact that we're talking about the dealership's why, right? We all know what we do. We move metal, we service cars, we sell parts, right? But I don't think we spend enough time figuring out why we do it. And then once we have identified why we do it, let our how kind of be defined by our why, right? So what would you be, like, just a quick example of what a dealership's why would look like?
I think the only bad culture is one that's created by accident. And when you don't have a why, like a clearly defined, vision for success, then ultimately you get the super competitive salesperson who's just trying to beat everyone, and then you get the timid salesperson who just wants everyone else to be happy and doesn't get the results they need to feed their family. At the end of the day, how can we possibly accomplish a mission if we don't know what that mission is? So I'll share one with you. There was we have a dealership that was promote every single person in our entire dealer group out of our store.
Okay, yeah.
So the why was to grow the individuals to the point where they were so talented and so good and so ready for the next role that the dealer group, the dealer principal, never had to hire from outside to promote someone. So the managers, and that why, what sort of activities and behaviors do you think that led to?
That would change everything. I mean, if that was your purpose, or that was your why, all right, and spending and developing out these individuals and both their talents and their knowledge and their expertise, the how you do it would look entirely different than most dealerships, 100%.
I'm talking significantly more training, significantly more coaching, better interaction. I mean, you had people that were ready to fill in for any layer in the organization. So you got backup finance people who are being trained for the next role. It really bought back a lot of time for the leadership and allows them to do mission critical things like strategic thinking, goal setting, forecasting, coaching, which ultimately drives results, right? So that's just one example, but having that why is absolutely critical. That's the alignment to the direction of the company.
That's so cool. And that's a perfect example of just people first. People first. And by putting the people first, our profits will continue to come with them, right? It's not always profits first. I like that. That's cool. You know what, John? Thank you so much for taking the time to jam with me. I really appreciate it. If you were to give one piece of advice out there, all right, to maybe a struggling salesperson that is listening to this podcast right now, what would be that one piece of advice?
Invest in yourself, right? There are so many salespeople that point the finger at their dealership and managers that point the finger at their salespeople or their dealer. quit waiting for them to take action. You are perfectly capable of looking up content on the internet, watching YouTube videos, joining Facebook groups, reading books. The moment yes, your business should invest in you as well, but the moment you invest in yourself, make yourself more valuable, the sooner you will get the results you're looking for. I promise you that.
That's awesome, guys. You heard it here. Hey, for anybody out there listening to this and they'd like to connect with you, what is the best way to connect with you, Sean?
Guys, you can reach out to me anytime through email is the best way because I'm coaching all day, most of the day. So SEAN, Sean at carmotivators.com. You can also call my office. I've got my receptionist there. We'll take any messages. I'll give you that. It's a 1-888 number, but it's 1-888-921-0221. But email is usually the best way to get me direct. So.
And guys, really, I mean, when Sean's saying that, he really does mean reach out to him.
Absolutely.
This is one of the most approachable people in the industry, and just what a stand-up guy, real truly. Hey, again.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Thanks
you
so much for taking the time.
Welcome to America, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
As if you've never been here before.
Like you've never been here before.
Thanks, guys.